Adam Peacock here with Michael Chammas from the Sydney Morning Herald.
Just got back from Papua New Guinea. It was an interesting trip, Adam.
Good work, Chief and Chief Rugby League reporter and AFL reporter for 9 News, Danny Weidler.
I'll talk about why Cameron Munster was the man of 2025.
Here we go. The punishment for treason in Australia is an imprisonment for life sentence, Danny Weidler.
Wow.
I'm reading this right here because 24 hours ago, you were spotted happily walking along a Sydney street with your Channel 9 microphone cube in your hand, door stopping an AFL player. Charlie Curnow from Carlton to maybe Sydney Swans. No one cares about that story on this particular podcast. What we care about is your treasonous ways. Have you been admonished by NRL headquarters yet?
I haven't heard from PVL. So he's probably, was he in PNG with you, Chammy?
No, he wasn't over there with me.
Well, it was kind of the last man standing in the office.
Okay.
They're a bit short on staff at this time of year. Yeah. And they said there was a big deal from the AFL. Is he a big? I don't know how big
it's a big story down there, yeah.
And we had a tip off that he was going to be at the Swans.
Yeah.
So I went down there and bounced Charlie.
What's his name?
What's his
Charlie
name?
Curnow.
Yeah, him, Charlie Curnow.
Yes. Did you put a package together as well?
No, it was just something that I think Tom Morris used it in a live cross or something down in Melbourne, and we used it.
It's a pickup, as they say in the industry.
Team player, Chammy.
Mate, I'm very proud of you. I had no knowledge of this. I was on a plane back from Port Moresby yesterday.
Doing proper work.
I get a text, a DM on social media, and all it says is, Danny Weidler, the catwalker, has switched over to the dark side. He's on 9 News hounding a potential Swans recruit. He's gone to the AFL. Look at him. He's loving it. He cannot get enough of the camera. If Curnow doesn't sign with the Swans, then it's the catwalker's fault.
Good player, apparently. Not that I'd know.
This won't go down too well.
You just got to do what you got to do sometimes, Adam.
Hey, another sign that Channel 9 are favouring AFL, like the Today Show.
Don't bring up the Today Show. Not the Today Show. Speaking of which, Danica, Chammy, you may have missed this. Engaged.
Yes.
Hopefully she'll...
My algorithm was flooded with Danica news on the weekend.
That would have been the main news that you would have got.
I actually did wake up. I was in Port Moresby,
no.
And the first thing I woke up to was, when I went on to Insta, that was the first thing.
It does do that, though.
I do follow Danica, though.
And Liam.
And
Congratulations to the lovely couple.
I sent her a message. Very happy for her.
Good.
Very happy for her.
Before as you threw off there, I'll bring it back to our lead item. There's the fact that my algorithm is twisted now. I'm getting Tom Morris updates on Instagram about where Charlie Curnow is going with this, because I've looked up treason, I've looked up Danny Weidler, I've looked up all of those things. Anyway.
It seemed like a nice chap. Yep. All the best to Charlie.
It's interesting, though, that he was happy. You see some of those, and you do them a bit in rugby league sometimes. When someone doesn't want to talk, then obviously he's going through a situation. They have a trade window in AFL where that's the only time that they can move. If only NRL had that, no way. There'd be a circus. That they don't know exactly the story, so he didn't need to say anything.
No.
Whereas if that was a rugby league player, do you reckon he would have given you much?
Maybe. But look, he didn't give a lot anyway, to be honest. But he
knew who you were?
No. It's funny because in AFL land, a lot of their stories are generated out of those walk and talk bouncers, aren't they? Like, because they don't really have as many set media sessions as we do. So you will see these big names walking out of their car towards training, and the AFL journos are all, and it's an art form down there. And I kind of, because I'm a slow mover, right? And there were two ways he could have come in. I was in the middle of both of them. We saw him arrive in the coach's car, and I think he kind of waited for us to be there to do the bounce because they're used to it.
Yeah,
so it was good. It was fine.
Yeah. I wonder if rugby league will ever get to that.
I was bouncing blokes today,
like out of cars,
from their cars. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who'd you get today?
Kangaroos. I was down at the airport hotel, and all the Kangaroos players were arriving there today. And
that was yesterday, mate.
Yesterday? What do you mean? Oh, yesterday.
You've completely lost track.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Yesterday.
Doesn't matter. As we sit here right now, it happened. Okay. That's the main thing.
Anyway, I was bouncing guys as they were arriving.
Yeah. Okay.
Stop saying I was bouncing guys. It feels like you're like Mike Whitney coming from the northern end.
Mike Whitney?
Mike Whitney.
Wow.
Not Joel Garner or
I was thinking because he did
Malcolm
a podcast
Marshall.
with Mike Whitney, so I was trying to help him out.
He did. We'll get to the Root Tour in a moment. But Chammy, international traveller back from PNG, how was the experience?
It was actually great, Adam. I really, really enjoyed being over there. It was a real eye opener. I've been maybe not critical, but I have questioned the decision to go over there. Not as critical as Danny has been about PNG. I'd previously been in 2018. I actually have come home after a few days there and see enormous potential in what they're doing. Not only from a development of player, but just speaking to people, being around, I was lucky enough to be around the Prime Minister, James Marape, around some of the bigwigs on the board. Lorna, she runs Digicel over there, which is huge in PNG. And all the corporates, the rich are rich in Port Moresby. And the money that's going to be there for the players in third parties. Everyone wants to be involved with the Chiefs. We'll drop the Chiefs name. That's the team that's
good name, by the way.
I like
Great
the name.
Rate it.
Great name. Even though Marape wanted Angels, but the
With
Chiefs.
that had historical
Yeah,
connotations.
the Fuzzy Wuzzy Angels from
Yes.
World War II. But I think they're going to be inundated with third party opportunities from big rich companies in Papua New Guinea. And that means if you're in Sydney and you're competing in an area with 8 other teams, the corporate dollar isn't as lucrative as it is if you're going to have a nation of big spending wealthy people who want nothing more than to be involved with your football club. I could see players earning $5, $6, $7, $8 to $1 million in third party deals. And that's just not one off. That's going to be to a range of those players. When Cooper Bai got the ball, Marcus Bai's son, every time he touched the ball, I don't know if you guys watched that game, I've never heard a roar like it. When Marcus Bai walked up the grandstand, I was like, what the hell has happened here? The crowd's gone absolutely bonkers. Like, these guys are gods over there. And if you consider what money is going to be available to them, not only from a corporate dollar and third-party opportunity, but the fact that it's tax-free, if someone earning $1.2 million over there, plus another $1 million in third parties, $2.2 million, you've got to be on a deal worth...
Five.
Nearly
4.5,
five in Australia to get that.
Yeah.
So you're going to triple your money by going over there. And the one thing I had the opportunity to do over there is go and look at the 2 or 3 sites, not only sites, but accommodation villages that they're looking at. And to be honest with you, look, my honest opinion is people don't go there more than 2 or 3 years. But if I was to go there, one of the locations they're looking at is called Airways. It's right near the airport. It's a village. It's a secure village. It's not like a high rise. There's a lot of green space. There's basketball court, tennis court, kids playground, pool, doctors, restaurants, hairdressers, beauty salon, all built into this one complex.
Like a mantra.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a resort, and I think that is going to be that to me. I think that's the preferred option. But there's another one by the water which has been developed in. It's the Marriott by the water. And it's got harbourfront restaurants, it's got a shopping centre, and they're looking at...
The island, is that the place with its own island?
That's the other one I was talking about, Airways. It's got its own island.
Yeah.
So you can leave, the hotel takes you on a shuttle to the wharf, and we caught it. I went out there, and you can go to a private island. It's got overwater bungalows. It's available to all the players and their families. They can stay the night, probably at a cost, but they can stay the night. They can go on day trips with the kids to this private island that the resort owns, Airways. So... honestly, the potential is huge. I hope that the game can realise the potential, and they come up with a plan with an accommodation village that suits the players. And
do we think it's going to happen,
players.
Chammy? Is it going to happen?
What does that mean? Is it happening?
Are they going to? Well, is it going to be ready on time?
It'll be ready. So where I went, Airways, which is the preferred model, they've already got accommodation, but as part of the plans, they're going to start work in the new year on 18 new apartments for the players and their families. It's going to be a separate section in the hotel, a new section for the players and their families. So, and in there, they're going to have their own schooling system. Like, honestly, I know it's not an ideal way to live your whole life, but for 2-3 years,
It's
not a bad idea.
some strong Kool-Aid he's been drinking over there.
What flavour was it?
Honestly, I'm not just doing it because we went over. Like, you go there and you start to see the potential.
This was the reason why the NRL, and because Brent Reid went there as well.
Brent Reid as well, with
Yeah.
Andrew Abdo and Ray Dibb, the chairman of the Chiefs.
So it was an educational experience as much as anything for you guys, because you're in the media, and people might listen to this and go, "Oh, they've just taken them on a junket to bloody brainwash them and blah blah blah."
There are places you can go for a junket.
Yeah, it's to open your eyes to what is actually over there to be able to communicate it, which is what you're doing right now.
And from a pure football point of view, they are so far behind the development in Australia and what the kids get here. But Joey Grimer and Tony Archer, the guys over there, like when I sat in
Tony
one of
Archer, the
meetings-
ex-ref?
Yeah.
Last one. That one.
He lives
Yeah.
over there. He's lived there for 3 years. Yes, that's the guy. And Joey Grimer, the former assistant coach at Parramatta, he's running, mate, he's doing such a good job with all these kids. What I didn't realise is, in Papua New Guinea, you can't get to the highlands by road, or you can't. Only way you get to the other side in different parts of the country is by flying. So to actually teach these kids, you can't bring them into a centre of excellence or an academy and all have one place. So they've developed academies in different locations across the country, and some of them don't even talk English. And the hours that they're putting in, they were like, I think over the course of the whole year, they were like 600 hours of rugby league less than an Australian. So I can't remember the numbers, but it was significant. And that gap is being bridged year by year. And the number of players who are coming through the system, which we saw on the weekend playing against the Australian Prime Minister's team, there's some good talent in there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, in 10 years' time, it's got the potential to be a powerhouse. Of the
Is the
NRL.
idea for them to actually just be a locally bred based team? Like they won't need the NRL players there eventually. Is that the idea?
Well, I think eventually, yeah.
Did you feel safe there, Chammy?
Yeah, I never, like, obviously we stayed in 5-star hotels.
Yeah.
I was just driven on buses on a normal road, no police escort. Never felt like someone was going to come and get you from the streets.
Mate, he's from Maryland, I mean.
Yeah, walking. Mate, to be honest with you, there are places in Sydney that you don't want to go to at night as well.
Yeah.
I think the same
Yeah.
thing applies. Talking to the guys who have lived there for a number of years, if you have your wits about you,
Yeah.
you know where to go and where you can't go.
Yeah,
Why do you reckon then how we've got the PNG hunters in the Q Cup? Is it?
Yep.
Yeah. Why haven't we seen a strong progression of players necessarily?
We have.
How many have we seen?
With a lot of the young kids coming through. Like there's a guy, you watch the game, there's a guy who looks like Jarome Luai, wore the number 7 for PNG on the weekend against the Prime Minister's team. He's from a remote part of Papua New Guinea.
But we haven't seen like a dozen
like-
players in the
They are
NRL.
coming through. Cooper, look, there's obviously the guys who are in Australia, like Cooper Bai.
Yep.
But there are 4 or 5 guys that are around the 18 mark who have been coming through the system since they were 15, who are really, really good players who have attracted the eyes.
we're
of the
going to
NRL,
see them, are we? We're about
Queensland
to.
Cup.
Yeah. Okay.
You're about to.
Yeah.
By the time they get to 2028, there's going to be a sprinkle of those players through the system, and that is what they're doing now. And once the money gets in, and they're able to invest more into getting out to all these kids and in the schools, they don't play competitive football from 6 to 12. It doesn't exist. It's all through schools. So the idea is to keep these kids in schools and create competitions through the school network. But it's easier said than done. They're playing on roundabouts. They're playing on roads. They don't have the facilities. But with the government money that's going to go in there and allowing them to build the infrastructure needed to house these kids and develop all these kids, it's going to make a huge difference, Danny. It's going to take time.
Yeah.
But the money's in the country. The wealthy are wealthy. The
Yeah.
poor are poor. That's the
My biggest issue with it is it's a political team. That's what I don't like about it.
It is.
I don't like that it's stopping the submarines or it's preventing China from invading Australia. I think that's I find that very hard to believe.
But
and
it's our first opportunity to do something on a global level. Like Tonga and Samoa on a representative level, they're Australians. There's none of the guys who reside in that area. Fiji and Papua New Guinea, a lot of these guys are based in those countries.
Yeah.
It's good to
That's
see.
fair. That's fair enough. But my issues are at the core of it. The whole,
it's born out of a political,
which I don't like.
Political birth.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I
But
don't
the
like that.
opportunity to turn it into something else.
Yeah, and I know Peter Volandis is passionate about it and making a difference for the kids, and that's very honourable and a great way to think. My issue is the whole, that where somehow rugby league is a political device. That's my problem.
This notion that they're going to fall apart, that
'Cause there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of talk that it is. There's a lot of talk that it's not going to happen on
there's
time.
a lot of work to do. Don't get me wrong. There is so much work
Yeah.
to do. Are they behind schedule? Probably. Yeah, they probably are. But it's going to get done. It's going to happen. And
Can you see them putting it back a year?
no, it won't.
They won't. They'll
What
just
players will
hard
go
their
there,
down.
Chammy? Do you think single blokes or
Like
the compound you describe sounds great, but even if it's a nice compound or complex or whatever you want to call it,
they don't call it
or whatever. I'm not drinking.
Be a bit
Okay,
more
I'm not
optimistic.
drinking the Kool-Aid like you, right? I haven't been sipping on that. But my issue is even a nice place like that. If you're very limited in what you can do, and I know there's an island, and I know there's a hairdresser. There's only so many haircuts and so many boat trips you can go on.
Yeah, that's true. But
That
that's
I'd
just-
find that would do my head in. After 6 months even.
Yeah, no, well, but that's
get
why the
COVID
tax-free
flashbacks.
incentive is there.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're going over there for the money. I spoke to a few of the players who were over there.
Yep.
Mate, there's no doubt they'd be tempted. Like the
Yeah.
money's there, and especially if the third party opportunities are what they are.
Sounds huge. That sounds big.
Mate, we're talking big money over
Yeah.
there. So, yeah, I spoke to Jack DeBell, and I know he's coming towards the end of his career, but he's obviously played for Papua New Guinea now. He's got the family heritage, and mate, he's spoken to players. Their players are keen to go for one reason and one reason only. It's
Cash.
tax-free dollars.
Well,
Don't pretend it's not.
you know what makes me laugh though is that then the NRL gets up on its high horse about R360 and players trying to earn money out of that and tax-free opportunity. Oh no, it's a cornflake. People get so upset about that.
Yeah.
But this is our version of it's tax-free money. Come for the money. It's money.
That's how it's going to start.
There's an irony there, don't you see?
I can understand that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You two are about to head off on a kangaroo tour.
Yep.
Can I just say what my highlight of the trip was before I finish up?
Not being with me.
I've missed you. When I was, when I was departing, when we're going on at the airport at Port Moresby, I was leaving.
The plane?
Not customs, immigration. When you go through, show your passport. Immigration.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
it.
That's
The thing that kind of defines borders in the world.
You're always
that.
nervous. You're always nervous before you go through.
No, I'm not. Are you nervous?
Never. Got
Yeah.
nothing to hide.
You don't have Arab heritage. You don't understand.
Oh, here we go.
Anyway. So,
No hodding, please. Hodding.
No, there's no hoarding.
God.
So I'm going through and I'm walking up to the bloke and he puts his hand out. I was like, I must have shaken my hand.
Yeah.
How I say, he's like, I love what you did with Gus.
Leave Gus out
That's
of
what
it.
he said.
Gus has had a hard time.
But he said, and he started talking about it. They're watching it over in PNG. They
I
watch
reckon,
100% footy.
I reckon if Gus was there, he would have said, I love what you did with Michael Chammas.
Oh, he didn't bag Gus. He just said, I love that you, whatever you did. Lachlan Galvin. No, mate, they're all over it. Everywhere you drive, there's jerseys everywhere. Anyway, bloke at immigration, if you're listening.
Shout out.
Podcast listeners. Okay. Kangaroos?
Roos.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to spending, 4 weeks with each other?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Disgraceful behaviour.
What?
Mate, I'm going to carry you over there. Because you'll be struggling. Oh, I'm tired. Time difference, life crosses.
Hang
and
on
I'm
a
going to be
second.
keeping you up with energy. I'm the Jarome Luai of this trip. Energy.
Chammy, traditionally, when you go overseas, it doesn't go well for you.
This is true. I'm not going to argue
I
that.
had Michael Carianis messaging me this morning, asking me how it's going to be babysitting you for 4 weeks. Your good friend, Michael Carianis.
Yes.
So no, I am looking forward to spending 4 weeks in England with the players.
What do you expect to be reporting on? What are the themes?
Hopefully,
that
no McDonald's style breaking windows or anything, any dramas or anything like that. But it could happen. You never know.
What was the McDonald's?
So I was a long time stories from way back when.
Yeah, okay.
when root tours were root tours.
Yes, or any instance at church, nightclub, or anything. Does that still exist? I don't know.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Can you play nice with Gordon Tallis?
In what sense?
Just play nice.
Why are you asking me that?
I'm just saying, play nice.
Why are you asking me that?
Because you've had
Why are you
few
bringing
cracks
that
at
up?
News Corp lately, and it's a real heavily flavoured News Corp coaching staff, and I just want to make sure that we're not on the outer because of your.
But you're fine with those guys.
Yeah,
You
I'm fine
don't
with
have to worry about me.
But don't bring me down with you.
I won't. I'll keep you.
He's worried.
It's a very separate
I'm
entity.
worried. Yeah,
He's
I'm
worried.
going to pay the price for being your mate.
Hang on.
What?
You stirred Gordy up. You were the one that stirred Gordy up.
I seem to remember you having a radio conflict with Gordon.
No. I just said he wasn't going over as a cultural attaché.
Yeah.
Great word, that one.
Anyway,
I'm going to call him attaché over there.
I think
You
that'll-
will not.
We've had several chats since, Gordy and I. We're good.
I'm sure I'll be fine. I've known Gordon for 30 odd
Oh, you
years.
Gordoned him. You can't Gordon him.
What's his name?
What's his name?
Yeah, but
So it is a bit like calling you Daniel.
Oh, is it? that's what I call him.
I don't
Gordon.
think everyone's called him
Oh,
Gordon.
well, that's what I call him.
Okay.
Gordon Tallis.
Pom's any chance?
I saw they've named their team,
Mm-hmm.
and
There's NRL flavour to it.
yeah,
John Bateman,
Yeah.
AJ Brimson,
Yeah.
Farnworth,
Yep.
Piers Paul, Smithies, Young.
Mate, you never know. There's 70,000 people at Wembley.
look, I think they're
They're
going
gonna be up
to.
for
I
it.
think their first game at Wembley is their best chance because traditionally the Kangaroos will be, well, maybe a little bit scratchy, or a lot of them haven't played for a little while. There'll be a good atmosphere, but when you look at their side, though, the English team, and I don't follow their football that closely, but their captain is George Williams, right? And he was a good player when he was out here for the Raiders, but George Williams doesn't make the Australian side.
Not many of that team does, to be fair.
Well, that's
but-
what I'm saying. He's their captain, right?
But-
He doesn't oust Nathan. He doesn't oust a Munster. He doesn't get past Mitchell Moses.
He doesn't make most NRL teams. I get it, but
He's the captain of their
and he's the
side.
captain.
So that's what I'm saying. That to me worries me a little bit, the standard wise.
I reckon,
you know,
I reckon they've stuffed up the schedule. If they were setting the schedule, I wouldn't have played that first one at Wembley.
Why not?
I would have played it at Headingley and made it filthy for
Yeah,
Australia. I would have made, like, there's only 22,000
Yeah,
in it. I would have played that first one there
Made it
and made
vicious,
it hell on earth for
Yeah.
them. Somehow, like do the full treatment of the dressing rooms and everything.
Yeah.
Just make it horrible.
Well, I think that's their best chance to spoil. They're going to have to be very spoiling, aren't they? And they're going to have to be. I don't know who the referee's going to be.
Can we have an old school French referee? Remember those days?
Oh,
I don't think it's a French referee, but I think the first test is an English ref,
Okay.
second test is an Aussie ref, and then the third test is a mutual decision.
okay, French ref.
No,
But that I hope it's close because I want it to be interesting football. But
Yeah.
obviously we want Australia to win. But you worry. I mean, that's a reasonably good side that England have, and Australia's got it's not their top level side. I've seen better Australian teams, but there are some absolute excitement machines in that team who, if they get going as a combination, could do some serious damage.
There's every chance that the best fullback on average over the last 4 to 5 years doesn't play a minute for
Huge
Australia.
chance.
And
Well,
Dylan Edwards, because Reece Walsh is there. That's the depth that we have that they do not have. So they have to play above themselves.
in a media conference which Kevin Walters did when we're at the team hotel, he was trying not to say that Reece Walsh is the fullback, but I think he basically said that Reece Walsh is the fullback.
has to be.
Well, I'm just saying he was trying not to say it now.
He's the best
But
player in the game
He basically
now.
said it.
Yeah.
Reece, when he came off the bus and we talked to him, he couldn't hide his excitement at the opportunity of playing under Kevin Walters again. So that's a very tried and that's a combination that means a lot to both people.
Yep.
And it'd be a shock if Dylan Edwards is still a fullback despite his wonderful form over, like you said, 5 years. Reece's grand final display makes him irresistible, makes him almost the first person you pick in that side. That's how good he was. And if he can reproduce anything like that in England, he's going to have that whole, like I know rugby league's not the main sport, but he will get mainstream interest. I think he's got the ability to cut through everything over there to become a figure of real interest. I mean, Chammy, you'd know, it's not anywhere near the top sport, but Reece has that. I think he's got that attraction.
You got 15 pages of sport each day in England, and they've got like 8 national newspapers. Yeah. I think probably 13 and a half of them are football, and then there's a form guide chucked in, and all the best for the rest. Yeah. So it's a tough cut through,
especially in London where they're going to be based for the first 2 weeks. It's going to be they're going to be a blip on the radar.
But do you think Reece can make a difference and capture?
Yeah, especially when they go north, when they head up to play the game at in Liverpool, and then they're up to Headingley. I think Headingley, as much as I want to see Australia win, I hope it's 1-1 heading to Headingley. It would be unreal to be at that ground. As you said, it'll be feral out there. And, yeah, I know on paper that's a far inferior team. But so was the team that when you go to these World Club Challenge games, there's not many of those
that's true.
Wigan players or whoever it was. Was it Wigan or St. Helens? Who beat Penrith recently over in England? Might have been St. Helens. Not many of those guys would go into that Penrith team.
Yeah, so that was just my initial thought when I saw George as the captain. I thought that he wouldn't make the Australian side.
Really smart bit of selecting from Kevin Walters to get Willie Peters on board, especially retrospectively, given what he achieved since he was named assistant coach for the Kangaroos and solidifying his name as the best coach in the Super League over there, given what he did with Hull KR, which then puts him on the radar here. Is he legitimately on the radar anywhere concrete at the moment?
I think
with the NRL club,
he has to be.
I don't think anyone's in discussions with him.
No, but he has to be someone. He has to be.
He's going to be up there with your Brad Arthurs and the guys who you're looking at for the next.
The Dean Youngs.
The Dean Youngs.
But the thing that he's done. I mean, I know what Brad's done, but what he's done, which a lot of these guys who've been assistants he's coached a team to a premiership. He's coached. He's done it himself. So that according to all clubs who look now, they say that's important.
Well, that's what Michael Maguire did.
The one different thing, though, I'll give the credit that Willie deserves, which sometimes the others don't, which is fair, is that when these guys like the Michael Maguires or the Justin Holbrooks, when they go to the super clubs in the Super League, they go to the top clubs, you are expected to be there or thereabouts. You know, there aren't many Super League club winners. But what he has shown, Willie Peters, is that he can rebuild the club from scratch. They were down the bottom of the ladder when he started there. And to take him to where he has in that period of time says that not only can he coach a good team, he can rebuild a club.
Yep.
And a lot of the jobs in the NRL, I'd say 95% of the head coaching jobs that are available are rebuild jobs. So the fact that he's done that that works heavily in his favour.
It's a case of a nice guy finishing first, because when you're dealing with people in this game, there is not many nicer people than Willie Peters.
Yeah, haven't had much to do with him. He's a good bloke, is he?
Really good guy, decent human being, good family man. He had an awful exit from Manly. He was treated really badly by the coaching staff. It ended up with a punch up of sorts at the Rocks many years ago.
What era was this with Manly? Who was coach?
Trent Barrett was coach.
Barrett was coach.
Yeah, he was treated really poorly by Manly.
Yeah. So he'll never go back there.
Well, they're a club who might need him.
Hmm.
You know, I don't think it's a different administration now, different people there. I don't think many of the people who were there then are still around. And his exit from Manly was disgraceful. And what happened to him?
Who was to blame for that?
Well, there was a from memory. I'm saying this from memory. There was a punch up, in the Rocks where there was a end of season coaching drink, and the trainer was there. Trent Barrett was there, and Peters. Yeah, he'd been bullied at the Manly club.
Oh wow.
Yep, there'd been a lot of stuff done to him, which I've documented in my column from years ago. I'm talking off memory.
Yep.
But it was really poor what happened to such a decent bloke. And so to see him succeed now is a really great story. And I hope that he gets the opportunity somewhere at the right club.
There was talk about him with, for a little while, obviously Benji's done enough now to solidify his spot there, but there was talk about the Tigers because Shane Richardson has a very close relationship with him.
Did he used to manage him or not?
He's got a high opinion. He used to be at Souths under Shane Richardson. I don't know if he managed him or not. But clearly that's a good, he's on the right track there with Willie Peters, given that what he's done at Hull KR. But Benji's done a good job at the club this year. You expect them to improve. And even if they don't, I imagine Willie Peters next cab off the rank, and you can't see the Tigers' job being one of the first to come up. Well, I think Benji's got a couple of years still.
Yeah.
Wait and see with that one. Speaking of the Tigers, hey, it's been a while since we've talked about them on this podcast, so I'll do that after the break. Also, some transfer updates and Danny's awards for 2025. Jarome Luai, guys, stand right by me.
Stand by me. Sorry.
No need.
Sorry.
No need for
I
singing.
thought that's what we're doing there.
Absolutely not. He's got until April 30 next year. April 30 next year to trigger a clause in his contract. Imagine if he drank alcohol.
I've got 4 weeks of this bloke. I'm getting anxiety from sitting near
I was
you.
impressed by my voice.
Are you on the same flight?
No.
He's going early.
Okay, yeah, with reason.
I'm
to avoid sitting next to you for 24
I'm
hours.
with the team.
I get there 5 days later.
Yeah, good. Jarome Luai has until April 30 next year to trigger a clause in his contract that will activate a further 3 seasons at the Tigers, adding about $3.5 million to his deal. Pressed on whether the Tigers had done right by him and his family, Luai said, "That's why I'm still here. That's why I'm looking forward to staying here as well. If they want to talk, then we'll talk. But like I said, if they treat me and my family right, they've got nothing to worry about." Thoughts? I mean, we're going to pick holes in this story, or you guys will anyway, until April 30 next year. And look at this story. The Tigers need this sorted by the time February comes around. Surely
we are going to talk about it, aren't we?
Oh, look, regardless of what he said, we were going to talk about it. Of course it was. We've written the story, and the fact that the club hid it from its fans to start with makes it such a big talking point. And he hasn't activated that, triggered. But
the Tigers have to get this done before Vegas, even though they're not going to Vegas, I know. But that's when rugby league comes back into the consciousness.
And I'll tell you why I don't think it'll happen. This is my opinion. I think he's such a huge rap on Benji Marshall that it safeguards Benji Marshall's career if things go horribly wrong to start next year.
Explain that.
Well, I don't think the Tigers will go 0-8 to start the year.
No.
I think the Tigers will play finals football next year. But if they do go 0-8 next year, and they're thinking about terminating the coach's contract, that also means they'll probably lose Jarome Luai. Because Jarome, I believe, is really, really connected to the coach. Now, I'm not reading too much into that comment. I think he's spiced it up there, Jarome, on his way to Samoan camp. But the fact that he hasn't triggered it yet, to me, there's a reason. He just wants to wait and see.
I've asked him several times, Chammy, and he's given every indication that he's in there for Richo's crocodile role.
Yeah, I think he will be there, but
he wants to be there. Yeah. No, it's smart by Jarome. The way he plays his contract in these sort of situations is very smart. It keeps people guessing. It keeps the Tigers on their toes, And I guess what you said about the Benji situation is 100% right. They are very closely tied. Benji and Jarome were united through the Lachlan Galvin stuff, as you remember, and that only brought them closer. As much as it drove Lachlan away, it brought them closer. And there, I don't. Jarome Luai doesn't strike me as a quitter, so I think he'll be there as long as Benji is doing well, or as long as Benji's respected and is a coach.
Yeah.
How good's that Samoan squad look, by the way?
Oh,
Have you seen the prop rotation?
It's unreal.
What would the salary cap be on that team?
Mate, I hope they get Tino for the following year. I think Tino
Give
will
us something, Chammy. Give Australia something.
I actually want to see Samoa win the World Cup.
Okay.
On that, look what. Just thought of
say that
something.
before we go
Do
on,
your
thank you.
salary cap.
Can I take that back?
I'd like to know the notional salary cap value of each of
That's a
the
good
Pacific
exercise.
Championships
Might be
team.
might be a Chammy
There you go.
special.
Chammy special with Australia as well thrown in, just to see what.
Who's more valuable?
Yeah. And who needs to pay their players with I don't know, marine craft out the front of their house or something like that to get under the cap.
I might have something on that a bit later on. Another couple of weeks, anyway.
Wait a minute. What
Marine craft.
Don't worry.
cap story?
Don't worry.
What? Don't. Hang on, Michael.
Can we go back to
You're
Jarome?
talking into a microphone,
Yeah.
and you start talking about
This
things
is
that
what
might
I
be in the
do. I
future.
speak before I think. And
Yes.
It's not good.
You did
good
it
for
again,
us.
didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, you did
Let
it
it go.
again. Yes.
Take the hint.
Don't
and
start
move on.
singing.
Don't start singing
Don't
Britney
start
Spears.
singing.
So Jarome
All the way
Luai,
to go.
I don't even think Jarome Luai is the West Tigers' biggest problem.
Oh, okay.
Michael Chammas.
Here we go.
No, it's Jahream Bula.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think if you're asking me to make a bold prediction for 2025,
Oh, here we go.
sorry,
Mm.
I think Jahream Bula could depart the club. I don't think there's an appetite from my conversations I've had at the moment. I don't think there's an appetite from the West Tigers to activate his contract,
900.
his trigger at 800,000.
Okay, I thought it was 900.
It's 800.
Yeah.
Do they have?
Doesn't mean they don't want him, but I actually agree. I don't think he's worth 800.
This is what the
Jahream
good
Bula.
clubs do, though. They have that in their minds, and then they think we're doing it because we've got this to replace. Have they got a plan to replace?
Well, I'm not sure if they've got a plan to replace, but they may not have a choice because I've said before that his agent is seeking expressions of interest from rival clubs.
Yeah.
His agent being Isaac Moses, Lachlan Galvin's agent. So
He who shall be named on
He
this
who shall be
podcast.
named.
And could he end up playing with Lachlan Galvin?
maybe, maybe.
Oh, wow.
I'm not saying anything's done or anything's happening right now, but the Tigers rightfully are balking at the $800,000 trigger
So what's Jahream Bula's worth?
right now.
Yeah.
I'd say sixes.
So he's doing well if he gets 8. No, he's
I
doing.
never said he wouldn't.
No.
I think he's doing very well if he gets 8. So the way it works is if Jahream Bula wants to stay at the Tigers, it'll cost the Tigers 900,000.
Yep.
If he's not doing that well, he's got a safety net because the Tigers can pick him up at 800,000. However, if neither party decides to trigger the option, he becomes a free agent. Now, I think that's what will happen. I think he will look around first before triggering his option because the Tigers won't trigger his, and that means there'll be some clubs looking at him to bring him to their club. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't become an $800,000 or $900,000 player, but is he in that echelon at the moment? Is he an $800,000 player, Danny? Adam, do you think he's worth that?
Well, he's probably not like.
Who's an $800,000 fullback?
Was he twice as good as Will Kennedy? Because Kennedy's getting about 4.
Well, I'll give you. So they've re-signed Kyle Weeks, and I think that's going to be around 8s.
Yep.
Well, 8 to 9s around that period.
Mhm.
Do you put him in the Kyle Weeks category? I don't put him in that category.
No,
Not on 2025.
No.
Kyle Weeks is unbelievable.
What's Pappenhausen on? 859.
Yep.
Hmm.
No,
That's.
probably not. Probably not quite there.
But even so, they did that deal when Pappenhausen was at
Yeah.
his prime. That's
Yep.
how much they were going to give him.
Yep.
So
So top tier money for a fullback at the moment is between 8 and $1 million.
no, that's the next level down. The top tier money is
Reece
Well,
Walsh.
the Pongers,
is your
the
Pongers,
James
your
Tedesco.
Well, Pongers, your Walsh, your
Yeah,
Tedesco.
your
Well,
Tedesco.
probably he's dropped a little bit as he gets older, but
Not much. though.
Tommy Trebojevic 1.2 probably next year.
Mm.
So that's the top money, and then there's the next tier down. I think he's probably 2 tiers down from the top.
Yeah.
And that's not disrespectful. He's a good player, but that's what the
And he's
Tigers are going to
young,
weigh up.
and he's
do you
young,
pay him
yeah.
premium money for potential, or do you just cut the cord?
Speaking of player movements or lack of movements or whatever you want to call it, of the names Garrick, Asafa Solomona, Trbojevic, Tom, Khan Pereira, Ramsey, Carter Gordon. Ordinarily, you'd talk about a few others before you talk about Cody Ramsey, but it still jumps out at me as a really weird story that the Dragons would invest and love this guy so much and nurse him back and then go, bang, he's gone to the Roosters. How's this happened?
What happened there? I actually haven't followed it closely.
No, look, to the extent that I followed it, I know that there was a potential for a train and trial at the Dragons.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to take it up there. That was there for him. I reported a couple of weeks ago that he was spotted at Roosters headquarters, and they were, obviously the ones who ended up getting him.
On a train and trial, or
I think only a 2-year
development deal.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I haven't read it that closely, but I think it's a 2-year. It might be a development deal. I could be wrong, but he's been offered 2 years there.
Yeah.
But there is a road. There's obviously a blockage there in front of him in James Tedesco because Teddy doesn't want to. He's not going anywhere.
This seems weird.
Yeah, look, he's a player with it. Like, he's an exciting player.
Yeah.
And if he can get back to anywhere near physically where he was, I think he got down to about 68 kilos or something. Like that's light. That makes Jai Gray look big.
They say when you do an ACL that it takes another 12 months to get back to full capacity with everything, like rhythm and all of that, and how you're feeling and how you recover. I'd imagine off something like this, it's along the same lines, but it's purely down to regaining size and strength to play NRL rugby league.
I saw him at Origin camp because he came in and did some of that shadow work.
Yeah.
There's not much of him.
No.
And the fact that he's back playing rugby league is such a credit to his perseverance and his strength of mind is incredible to get back. I mean, no one thought he'd probably make it back, yeah. So
this is what I don't get.
I don't understand.
Ulcerative colitis is what he was diagnosed with, and he's been through hell and back. The amount of surgeries he's been through, he had a bag for a long time to help him with his.
This is what, but I would have thought that the Dragons, and I don't know because I haven't read too much. I've just read the top line stuff.
They didn't shut the door on him or anything like that.
Don't shut the door, but don't you go above and beyond just to keep him
let's
with you? I know it's a ruthless industry, and you have to be.
Though. They have been. They have.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, they have.
And they haven't turned their back on him.
But the last step,
but at the end,
is the best step. It's to make your club look as good as it can be. It's the putting him back on that stage.
I can understand that, but also he's got to look after himself. So if he's got a better deal, the club just can't just do whatever it wants. It's got Sloan there on big money, and they're trying to get rid of him. They can't just keep giving money to people. I would love to have seen him come back to the NRL via the Dragons, but he is in a situation where he understands perspective and he knows it could be taken from him at any moment.
Yeah.
So if he's got a 2-year deal on the table at the Roosters, then good luck.
Chammy, as a Dragons fan, you would have seen him when he was younger. How good was he?
He was really good.
Electric speed?
He probably needed to develop a pass, but just speed and his elusiveness. It was great. And he was great in the New South Wales Cup this year.
Yeah.
If he gets in a position where he can put on the size, because even at full fitness when he was younger, he wasn't a big kid.
Yeah.
He was skinny. So,
I love his courage. I think his courage is, we really need to praise it so highly.
Absolutely. But out of those other names, what's the one bubbling away the most? Garrick, Sofa Solomona. Carter Gordon's obviously gone back to rugby union, didn't work at the Titans for him. He's going to be a Wallaby in 10 minutes. Trbojevic, Khan Pereira, anyone else?
I found, did you hear stuff around Garrick? There was whisper, and I haven't chased this completely, but
I think Reedy might have written something about it.
He wrote that obviously he's going to go to market, but I heard a whisper that he was ready to, similar to what happened with Tom Trbojevic, that he was willing to.
Hang on, don't tell me Manly've stuffed up a deal.
Well,
that couldn't happen.
The mail is
that wouldn't happen at Manly. No, Adam.
The mail is that they offered him something and then they reduced it.
What? In the same way.
That's the mail around at the moment.
You're not welcome over the Spit Bridge, Weidler.
I'm not welcome lots of places.
I'll let you chase it, mate.
Okay. Well, when I'm on a plane or something, okay, sure.
You get Wi-Fi on planes now.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll annoy people. Nelson, the scuttle was Japanese rugby.
Okay.
I haven't had it confirmed, just scuttle that was going around.
Yep.
Which would be, I don't like losing Nelson out of the NRL. I like seeing him play and. Yeah,
it's a shame.
It's a shame. He's such a character. He's a giant human. He entertains me. I'm sad that he's going.
Yeah, exactly. Your 2025 awards, Danny. You had some awards. This is when you've got nothing to write about,
Yeah,
so
I
you
was
might as well
gonna
do
say,
an
don't
awards.
make it like it was some sort of brain.
Hang on, you
child.
did it in the last week before the grand final, pal. So
Yeah,
you
because
calm
that's a
down too.
tradition, right?
Yeah, it was a tradition that you made for yourself.
He
I did it
just
last
Can't
year
make
too.
up your
He
own
just did it 'cause
tradition.
He was lazy and he couldn't think of a.
It's exactly the same reason why you do. I'm not saying that you weren't lazy. It's very lazy. You did the same.
Hang on, I had a week off last week.
Yeah.
Like it was my off week.
So you dialed this in a week before to say print this.
I filed my column.
So your first crack, your first buzz, Rothfield, I've retired free weekend.
puts his feet up.
You've put your feet up with a dial it in.
He's put his feet up. Good
Sorry,
point.
phone it in article.
I'm on. Oh, sorry for having a few days off.
Mate, you get paid handsomely to have a good column.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry to have a few.
Anyway,
days
I did
off.
have a laugh at some of the stuff in
Oh,
there.
thank you.
What did you have?
So man of the year is Cameron Masters.
Yeah, I thought he was. I thought.
Yep.
You know,
I get
the
that.
way he bounced back after the tragedy around his dad before Origin was, again, we're talking about courage with Cody. This is a different kind of, absolutely different. He was unbelievable, and the way that he played was great. And that no one from New South Wales will say this publicly, but they didn't handle that situation
No,
well.
you could see that 20 minutes into that game.
They were flat,
garbage.
and they won't come out and say that's what happened. But privately, you speak to them, and they say that they didn't handle what happened with Cameron well at all. And the way that Cameron handled it, the humour that he showed at times, the courage that he showed, made him, I think, for me, that was, I know Reece was unbelievable in the grand final, but I think that was the moment for me, like pure courage. And I know I couldn't have done something like that.
Redemption moment was Ben Hunt 2025 grand
How
final,
good.
which gave you a chance to talk about how great the moment was that
Yep.
you went out
Yep.
to the spot. Very
Yep.
quick thinking, as we mentioned on 9 News. Biggest story, Lockie Galvin. Yep. Tick, move on. Talked enough about him this year.
Wasn't far behind.
Yeah,
said that was
it was
not far behind.
on the podium. Failed agendas. Madge lost the players. Probably didn't happen. Sexton needs to be halfback. Well,
But
you
no,
know.
when he got his chance, it didn't work.
no.
Like,
Well, nothing worked in
I
the
guess
end for
the jury's
Canterbury. They
out
went
now. You
straight
might think
sets.
it's failed, but yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Biggest call, Shibasaki and Toya in the Queensland team. Both paid off. The Shaggy, it wasn't me moment. You've obviously asked your kids how to name that one. Whoever signed Lewis Dodd.
Look, Shaggy, that's a long time ago. My kids
Was
wouldn't
true.
know.
No, that's me.
Yeah.
That was when I was a kid watching
Yeah.
MTV as a kid.
I listened to the song the other day. It's quite
Yeah,
quite
I know,
rude.
it's
Quite
actually.
graphic.
It's quite rude. I felt a bit bad for.
Doing what on the bathroom floor?
On the counter. Sorry, I thought we were singing.
Wasn't
Yeah, it's one of those catchy tunes that you're humming along to, and
Yeah.
you've got it in the car, and the kids are humming along to it, and you go, "Oh, hang on a minute,
yeah,
Jesus,
yeah,
H."
can't do that. No.
Lewis Dodd, yeah, poor old Lewis.
Poor old Lewis.
Where's he going to lob? He'll get
France,
a gig back in.
yeah,
Yeah,
France.
well done.
Catalans.
Headlines.
And the new award, the most generic question to ask when you're out of your depth award, Danny Weidler asking Charlie Curnow, "What do you like about the Swans?"
What else? What else? Okay, what else am I going to ask him?
I'd hate to go on a first date with you.
What else am I going to ask him?
So, what do you like about Sydney?
What would you have asked him, Chammy?
Why do you want to leave?
Okay, that's a good question.
I want to get the dirt. I don't want the positivity. I want the
It
negativity.
is a weird thing. Like he's got a multi-year contract
Probably
on
not.
good money
He
there.
doesn't like the coach.
Is that who's he play for?
Should have asked him that.
Carlton.
Why don't you like the coach? Why don't you ask him that?
Yeah. Is he like the Madge of Carlton?
See, you had a free hit there. Again, this is okay. Sorry, everyone. This is
I'm being
more about
critiqued for
media
my AFL.
critiquing, not AFL
Could
critiquing.
have done better, bro.
You had a free swing because you've got no repercussions as a member of the media who does not deal in that particular
Correct.
sport any other time.
Correct.
You could have just gone in and gone whack.
You know, half of Melbourne are laughing at you
Yeah, well, why not all of Melbourne?
because you're on side with Frank Vanessa.
And do you know how much of a shit he gives about that?
Zero.
Zero.
Same as I do about
Zero.
your Seagulls and being banned from the Northern
Mate,
Beaches.
they overrated that place. Oh, and actually, no, I'm going to.
Where? Northern
I
Beaches?
offended too many people from Melbourne the other week when I said that there's nothing to do in Melbourne. That's why they go to the AFL games. I got too many DMs bagging me out.
Good.
I'm not going to offend Manly people.
Good.
Although you're
Gentlemen.
stuck up and pretentious.
Yeah. Happily so. Happily so. Enjoy England with each other, idiots.
Oh, yes.
We'll talk to you. I'll be back here and we'll connect remotely.
Oh,
Shall we?
Thank you, Adam.
That's not the English.
Can you keep him here, please?
Hope he gets to customs and they go,
Oh.
nah,
God save
Go on.
the-
see us.